And we're going till midnight, then. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, we'll ask how your Father's Days have been, but, you know, I don't know. I'm reluctant to say keep it snappy because that's never worked before, and Wiggins is gone.
He's already left. That's a good start. That's very snappy.
I'm good.
I'm back.
Well, it's the most wonderful time of the year. That's Father's Day, for all you out there wondering. Hello, this is Dad Pants, the twice-yearly podcast. We do it seems to be how it is at the moment. We do a Father's Day episode and we do a Christmas episode because, well, where else would you be without all the ham chat at Christmas? Of course.
Not far away.
But this is Father's Day in Australia, and so, you know, obviously it felt like the Dad Pants crew had to convene. So there's that occasion, but there's also another occasion. Our dear friend Monty, the starting point of this whole podcast, him having his first child, has had a second child.
Oof.
So,
Wow.
yes, congrats to Monty and Lindsay on the birth of Eloise, Margaret, Herbert, Radagast, Hermione, Benji Marshall Eden. So, well done. Everyone's well. Everyone's happy. You know, I'm getting responses from Monty when I text him, which is an amazing situation.
Is this a Canadian baby?
It's a Canadian baby because, yes, as people who listen to this podcast regularly will know, they were in Australia, had their first kid, then up and left, and are now Canada-based in Edmonton, which is right in the middle of Canada, and fucking cold.
I have a question.
Is it basketball related?
No, it's not. It could be. I can shape it that way. No, I'd like to know how many of those names are actually real.
The first two and the last one. So it's Eloise Margaret Leiden. I think there was probably some cavilling for inclusion of Benji Marshall. But, yes, Eloise Margaret Leiden. Eloise is quite a good name. I quite like that. That gets a thumbs up from me in case they were caring.
That's all good and well, but I've got a question for Monty if you'd like to respond. What's the difference between bacon and Canadian bacon? I always hear about Canadian bacon, and I thought you were going to say it's a bundle of Canadian bacon when you say a Canadian baby. So now I'm really interested to know what makes bacon Canadian?
Isn't it just the amount of sugar glaze on it?
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
You're not Canadian, Stu. You can't
Yeah,
answer
no,
that.
we'll wait to hear from Monty's child.
I don't want to step on any
Eloise,
Canadian
Hermione,
toes.
Benji Marshall.
Yeah. It could be the sugar content. That could be the Canadian. Is it maple smoked? Is that kind of the?
Is it the candy content?
Don't want to be stereotypical, but that's where the mind goes immediately, isn't it? They don't know anything else to do but put maple on things over there, is my understanding.
Yeah.
How are we, dads? We haven't heard from you since Christmas, as I said. What's happening in your dad worlds? We'll get to your Father's Days in a minute, but how are you? Is everyone is obviously alive? That's step one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we doing well?
Yeah.
I'm doing solo parent for 4 days. 4 days, and I was going to ask you all, what, number one, I'm sure you're similar to me, and in a lot of ways, the short-term solo parent gig actually works out for me. I actually like it because
Can yell a lot more.
I like being in charge of organising time, things on my time frames, and
actually sticking to that time?
Yeah, and having someone who, I don't have another person to go, all right, are you going to get out of bed before 10:30 on the weekend? Or, or it's just much easier to be like, I've got an idea. who do I have to convene with? No one.
I think that having slightly older children may influence that. I had Tony away for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And I think I value the teamwork that we bring.
Well, I was going to ask,
to the
what
table.
is the limit, do you reckon? What's the, is it just me who prefers or doesn't mind a couple of days? I mean, I think by Sunday I'm going to be over it completely.
2 weeks. 2 weeks was okay.
2 weeks is a long
But
time.
I was pretty spent by the end of it. Like, just between, and it was more the knowing where everyone is all the time.
Yeah.
So, between, various
Roof cavities.
roof cavities.
Yeah.
That's right.
In the freezer.
Who's at daycare? Who's at preschool?
Right.
Who's on a bus.
Like,
in the
early
driveway.
pickups, late pickups, all that kind of nonsense.
That is
stressful
true.
part.
It is easy when your kids are.
And you've got someone else who's kind of not working. Like, we've got a good balance going on there. So,
Yeah.
big shout out to my wonderful wife. Great teamwork going on there.
Yes, you're right. Once they get older,
I'm
you're
about
like,
to slag
all
her
right,
off for the rest of the podcast. So.
we just go, let's do this. And the kids are like, okay. Yeah.
She just walked past and goes, oh, well, they've been nice to me. I can go to bed now.
That was pretty much the conversation. I was like, I'm going to do a podcast in a minute. And she was like, so you're telling me I have to go to bed? I said, no. You can just sit here in absolute silence.
Well, you don't live
the television without the sound.
You don't live in a garage anymore, though. So
No, we don't live in a garage anymore, but this is the only place in the house which has heating in it. And we've had a snap. It was 24 degrees this morning, and it snapped down to...
Well, now we're getting into some weather chat.
10 degrees. And so now I think it's down to 4 at the moment. So.
7 minutes in.
I am literally in the middle of that snap. It's pissing down rain outside.
It was incredible.
Dropped 14 degrees.
Like in the space of 20 minutes, it dropped 14 degrees. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So, it's 4 degrees now, 24 this morning. Crazy.
We're right where we need to be.
I was going to say, anyone listening to this 6 months from now is going to just be on the edge of their seats with that weather update.
Talk about the absolute current weather situation.
It's not even going to be topic
within the podcast.
It's not even going to be topical when this comes out tomorrow.
Topical now.
It'll be topical. It'll be topical to anyone living in Canberra or Mildura who's like, oh, yeah, it is cold. Yesterday was cold.
I remember that. That was a crazy snap.
We've got a big listener base in Mildura.
And I guarantee tomorrow at work,
No.
80% of the conversation will be, it was hot yesterday and today it's really cold.
This will only be topical for somebody in Mackay by the time the cold front gets
True.
up that far.
That is true, yes.
Do they get a cold snap up there?
For the purposes of this joke, yes.
The nights can get very cold in cold snaps. There we go. Which
Look,
incidentally helps the mango production. Anyway, we're getting completely off. Mangoes are
I don't
early in
know
the
if-
season.
I don't know if these are dad topics, but I'm just going to throw them out there just real quick. I took my son and his friend to karate this evening, and just in the car, both there and back, the whole time was just roasting people they know at school. But
Wow.
these kids are fast, man. They would just be back and forth, roasting somebody. They did about a tight 5 minutes on some kid's forehead. And it was just non-stop. It was,
The conversation in the car start with women be shopping.
but it made me feel old because I was going, what's going on now? I couldn't keep up. This is the YouTube Shorts generation. I couldn't keep up. They were just going so fast. And I'm going, who's that now? What? That kid? Isn't he
It's
good
the
at
same
sport?
kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I
Not
know
the whole
exactly
time.
what you mean, yeah. You say, oh, you're still talking about that? Oh, that was like 3 people ago, Dad. Keep up.
It was like Don Rickles had been given 1 minute to get 100 insults out or he was going to die. It was just bang, 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 bang.
Speaking of topical references.
Oh, well, look. I think people...
Hey, if you're a dad and you don't know Don Rickles, then I don't want to know you.
The level of appreciation for Don Rickles is the same today as it will be tomorrow, in my mind.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Also, a
Can
bit
we
of
get a Don Rickles to weather Venn diagram?
Rickles appreciation post.
well, that's the click. We'll write a blog post for our fictional Dad Pants website, and the clickbait headline will be, "You won't believe how they got from weather to Don Rickles." Anyway. Is this Dad Areas? I'm excited by the fact that a second Indian restaurant has opened up in our suburb, because the one and only Indian restaurant monopoly that has been here, quite pricey. Yeah. So now I reckon new restaurant, there's going to be a
Battle.
roti-based price war. What do you think of that?
Yeah, maybe. But they could be in cahoots. I think this can sometimes happen with restaurants of any nationality. I'm not
That
saying
sounds
it's
pretty racist.
I know. Where the hell is going with this?
any restaurant chain, I'm sure. But yeah,
They all have meetings.
Cheap. It is not a cheap takeaway option, is it?
No.
Like I know Matty's sitting there on high with his bags of money and sorry curry, just lapping it up, not having to worry about paying for it.
Well, here's the other thing too.
It's not a cheap takeaway. It's a fortune.
Everything's $100.
$100.
And there's risk involved. I was saying this to someone the other day. If you get a takeaway and you get pizza, you know what you're going to get 95% of the time. You get a curry, from Indian curry or Thai curry, you pay a shit ton, and you might just get 95% sauce and 1 or 2 bits of deliciousness. Or you could get loaded, but there's the risk. There's so much risk.
High risk, but high reward.
Risk.
But as a dad...
and this is the thing, restaurant grade curry is phenomenal. It's very, very hard to replicate at home just because of the way they actually cook it.
You're saying I should be happy to pay a lot just to drink the sauce if that's all I get.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there.
I would.
Maybe not $100, but close. Now, just to let you guys know, the local Indian restaurant has moved to a larger location.
Fuck off.
It's moved to a larger location and opened a kebab shop underneath it.
That's a good move.
This is culturally confusing.
It is, but their decision making, I was concerned, but they have opened this kebab shop directly across from the local drinking establishment.
Oh yes.
Now that's the way to do it.
So your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday trade is going to go off.
Yes. All the families will be in by 5:30 to get out of the way of all the drunks turning up at 8:30 to start swearing at everyone, flinging their poppadoms across the room.
Oh, don't do it. Too expensive to throw.
I don't know why I started talking about this. I had tuna and rice for dinner, and now I'm just like...
You're going to order a curry, aren't you? You're going to order 2 curries. That's the dad move. The dad move is ordering the same dish from both and trying to do a blind taste test of which one's better.
Blind taste by comparison.
Yeah. I'll be hitting a Vindaloo up for sure from both just to see.
If you're the new one, you'd stay open just an hour later than the other one too.
I would agree.
This is just...
I'll have a Madras.
I'm just full of...
Madras.
Madras. Full of great business ideas if anyone else wants to tap them.
$2 cheaper. I'll tell you what to get you. If you were that place.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, you give free rice with your curry.
I was going to say free naan, but either way,
no, not free naan. You can't do free naan.
No.
I was thinking one of the things you could do, especially those Thursday, Friday nights, is cheap ass, like you were saying, Buckland, like a cheap container of rice with sauce. That's all you get.
We used to do that at uni. That was pretty good, actually.
The Hamilton.
Yeah, that was the one of the Hamilton one where
special.
it was like it was $3.50 or something for rice and sauce.
So you would just ask them for sauce.
Rice and sauce, please. $3.50. Happy days. Right. I mean, now that'd be what, $5? It wouldn't be much.
That's where I learned how good Indian food was, because I'd never eaten Indian food
drinking
before.
Sauce.
Yeah, it's good. Just rice and sauce.
Right.
We're uni students. Sometimes, and I joke about it, but I'm sure if if I think back, there were times where you would get a bonus bit of chicken in there, and that was a week, mate.
Oh, fuck. Wow.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
You would have talked about that for a month.
Oh, absolutely. I'm talking about it now.
Rickle style.
The world, eh? The world. There's no doubt about it. It's pretty fucked. Everywhere you look, this is fucked, that's fucked. It's enough to give you the shits. This podcast is here to save you precious time. You don't have to read long articles or watch long videos to get your news. You'll find out right here what's fucked today.
Follow What's Fucked Today on your favourite podcast player.
All right, let's talk about Father's Day. I'm interested to hear how yours was. If you don't want to incriminate anyone, just, give skirts.
Are we looking at a certain person here?
No. We're not going to do it. We're not going to. The podcast isn't about making anyone feel bad. But yeah, anyone got any interesting points from their Father's Day?
Look, I'll kick it off and just say that it was it was a very busy weekend. So my wonderful wife worked, 2 double shifts on Saturday and Sunday, and so it was very, very hectic. And weekends, I don't know, just seemed to be eaten up with shopping, cooking, gardening. By the time those things get done, I'm completely knackered and it's 9 o'clock and it's all done and dusted. So it was just an ordinary day for us in our house. I got some lovely handmade gifts from my kindlers and a wonderful attempt at an enormous oversized lunchbox from my lovely wife.
Do you have it nearby by any chance, Ellis?
I think it's been returned. I think it was taken away.
Oh,
with
wow!
quite a bit of
gift.
Yeah, and I'm not expecting a replacement. It was taken with a fair bit of gusto.
so hang on. That needs to be explained. You got a big lunchbox. Did you feel it was too large?
I felt it was a tad on the large side. Yeah.
Are you going to get into trouble talking about this?
Question.
Yeah, Wiggins.
Tell me more about this lunchbox.
It was a good.
That's not a question.
That's not a question, and
It is a question.
he was just about to tell us more. Hang on.
No, I want to know specifics
before you go into
about
details.
the lunchbox.
Before you go into any details, tell us more. That's pretty much what you did.
All right, cool. Come on, Ellis.
I'm going to say it was a good 25-litre lunchbox. So it was. I'm trying to think of a size comparison, and I texted to you guys. The closest thing I could come up with was a medium-sized staffy. So that's kind of the size.
So
it
a small
was.
esky.
I want to know about compartments. Did it have any particular compartments, or like?
It was like your Fred Flintstone.
Have you got a floor plan that you can show Wiggo?
Yeah, get the blueprints out.
I've got the blueprints out. That's exactly right.
Don't you? Wasn't there a temptation to alpha everyone at work, just wandering in with your enormous lunchbox and slamming it down on the desk?
It's just the thing. It's just completely impractical.
But hang on.
Yeah. Go.
Maybe you could have taken your entire week's lunch in the lunchbox one day.
See, that's thinking.
Weekends, freeze a meal, put them in the freezer at work.
I could just use the Friday one as the ice pack that just sits in there, keeping the rest of them. Just start with salad,
And that way,
work my way down to the curry on a Friday, which is the ice pack, which keeps it cool for the rest of the week.
and that way you only have to hire the horse and cart on Monday and Friday to drag it to work and home.
I've got my Egyptian. I've got my wheelie lunchbox. Yes. No, it was a wonderful thought, and I appreciate it.
Look, I do understand feeling slightly self-conscious carrying a massive lunchbox. You're walking around going, this is how much I eat, and I need to eat this much.
Well, I think that's like she knows how much I take. It's not like I'm taking.
You got a chicken in it
ridiculous amounts of food.
each day. It's a rotisserie chicken. Just,
Then I did
It's
my
got its own
jigsaw.
rotisserie in there
that's right.
that's cooking on the way to work.
See, that would be cool. I could handle that.
I don't want to speak too early, but it might be a good place to keep one of your hams of Christmas, though.
Oh, see, now you're thinking. See, I'm not thinking like you guys. I'm just thinking short term. What the fuck am I going to do with this enormous lunchbox? And that was obviously a rookie move.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think the long term. Ham vent is coming up. We've got to get excited.
Our ham vent calendar
Our ham vent calendar.
will be out start of December.
Richard, were you concerned when you saw this enormous present and went to unwrap it, hoping that it was a new pillowcase to keep your ham in,
Yeah.
and finding that it
New
was
ham
actually
bag,
not
yeah.
that?
Well, yeah, I was. It came in an enormous Skechers bag. So you know the Skechers bag, which
yeah.
are the oversized shoe bags when you go to buy those. So
Clown shoes.
they're big shoe bags. And when I'm buying my clown shoes, I get them in the Skechers bag. Yeah, that's right. So I was like, oh, that's a big bag. And I actually thought it was going to be a pair of shoes. Like that was kind of the size of the heft of it.
Yeah.
But it was a lunchbox.
Well,
And very appreciative I am.
Your Honour.
are we going to be allowed to use any of this? Like, is this?
Yes, it's fine. It's all fine.
Oh, dear.
Just,
Yeah.
I think that tells us that Tony doesn't listen to this.
Tells us she's not listening in now.
Well,
I
yes.
was expecting her to come flying in.
No, she's just being really good at being silent.
I think she fell into the lunchboxes and can't find a way out of it to get at him.
She returned herself.
She's wrapped herself up in there, pull the zip down,
All right.
Mary Poppins style.
She's Friday's
That's
carrying.
the size that's a better visualization than a Stappy. A Mary Poppins bag. That's exactly the same size we're talking.
Just pulling
Any,
out mirrors. It's all good.
Quite possible.
All right, we go for Father's Day.
Well, look, I would say that my Father's Day was probably, like, from a present perspective, mine was probably on the other end of the spectrum because I just went and bought myself
You got
what
tiny
I
bags.
wanted. Yeah, I got smaller bags the size of rodents.
How did that happen?
Yeah, what do you mean you went and bought yourself presents?
That you got up in the morning.
No,
and
no,
they
no.
just
I had
pointed at your
pre-planned.
card, at your bank card, and pointed at the door, and that was the present.
I just went and tapped my card on the walls around the house until something popped out. No, I purchased some shoes online, not Skechers, but I purchased shoes online, had them delivered to my house, gave them to my wife, who then presented them to me on Father's Day.
Well, you're burying the lead though, because you sent us a bunch of photos of.
Oh yeah, I got a
that
bunch
you've
of
done.
stuff. Like I got some things that I wanted, and then I got the things that
Sure.
came
Father's Day stole stuff. All the
Father's Day
usual
store.
stuff from the
So I got
Father's Day store.
74 different things from the Father's Day stores.
Can I ask
That's
a
because you
question?
want to stop having fucking
Yes.
children.
Is this a like a family sort of joke? Like, let's all buy dad stuff that says world's best dad and dad's the best? Or is it, do they just every year get excited about buying dad stuff?
That's what happens.
Yeah?
Yeah. And this year was the year that I thought, you know what? I've got enough mugs. I've got enough key rings. I'm pretty sure, like I am now, my own self-worth as a father has been reinforced
Yeah.
for the last 22 years. So I don't think I need anything more from the Father's Day store.
It's not about need. When's it ever been about need?
Yeah, because I don't think it's going to stop. I think you're one of those people who, told someone once they liked a little frog, and then everyone buys some frog stuff, and their house is just filled with frog ornaments, and they're like, I just like one frog, and now
Yeah.
I'm,
Now I'm the frog guy.
Now I'm the frog guy, yeah.
Okay, can we just put in the notes here? I am not the frog guy.
I'm not the frog guy.
No, I won't do that.
I don't consider you the frog guy.
Cool. Some other people might, though.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure we nip that in the bud. I am definitely not. I'm definitely the mug guy. Like, I do like the mug. The mug's good. Louis was very upset this year because he went to the stall, bought me a mug.
Oh.
World's Best Dad.
Yeah.
Really nice design. Took it into my wife, who works at the school, and handed it to her and said, take care of this. And Linz, as she does, she opened it up. Despair. Mug's broken. So Linz went, okay, you need to take that back down to the stall. Louis went up to the person running the stall and said, I'm sorry, I just brought this and it's broken. Can I swap it? Yeah. I'll pay cash. Can I swap it? Yes, yeah, you can swap it. Go and swap it. And he went back to the table with the mugs, and all he could find was still World's Best Dad mug, but it had some of the paint chipped off it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he took it back over.
World's Best Dad, world's shittest mug. Is that
Episode title? It's probably... I'll take that thus far, anyways.
Well,
All right, let's have a look at this. We've got the best dad ever mug. Can't see the chips in this photo, so that's okay. We've also got a best dad's like mini Stein. Would you say?
correct.
100% awesome dad beanie. And the next two that are the ones that I'm a little bit more kind of interested in. There's a best dad just ask what appears to be pretend license plate.
Yes,
So where
is that what that is? I did wonder.
100%.
Where are you expected to put that?
And that, my friend, is the question I asked my 7-year-old daughter, who was so... Like, that was the first thing she got me to open.
Yeah.
It was like, look at this. Look what I got you. You're going to love it. I was like, I love this. Where do I put it? And she just sort of walked away at that stage.
Job
She was
done.
done.
Yeah,
She'd done her job. So, as of yet, still unsure as to where to put it. It's currently on my bedside table.
Could it go on your lawnmower, maybe? As a license
that's
plate.
a good idea.
That is a tremendous idea. Oh, mowing the lawn this weekend, so out it comes.
Yeah.
Now, do I hang it off the handlebars, or do I make it a little sort of thing that it sits on top of the motor?
A little holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it needs to go somewhere down the front.
Yeah. In case you get pulled
Maybe-
over.
Now, hang on, I didn't get to finish off the rest of the Louis story.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
So Louis takes the broken mug back to the lady and says, "Can I swap this over?" And she says, "Yes, that's fine." So he wanders back over to the mug table, and sadly and quite forlornly, he is left with a limited selection of mugs, which he then takes up to the lady at the mug table and said, "Can I have this one? But have you got one without any chips in it? Because it's had some chips taken out of it." And she says to him, "What do you expect for $4?"
Oh, dear.
Yep.
I don't know if that's good for return business.
Broken mugs are good for return
they've got a
business.
monopoly. I think this is what you got to realise is that these Father's Day and Mother's Day stalls, they've got the monopoly. They
Yes.
can do whatever they want. They can
What are
get
you going to
away
do?
with
Change
murder.
schools and go to a different stall?
Someone needs to be selling curry.
Yeah, that's right.
Set up your own rival store with unchipped mugs in it.
I thought you were leading to a joke about there being chips in the mug.
Oh, like actual chips.
Yeah, like hot chips.
No, I'm leading to a bad retail experience.
Oh, well.
We
You
can't
should go
have
and give
that.
them some training, Williams.
Also on your list of gifts, sorry to hurry you along, but I just,
all right.
I don't want us to be here at 11 o'clock.
The very pants that I was returning.
I mean, next year's our 10-year anniversary of podcasting together, and you know, I still learn no lessons.
And we've so much growth, we've learned so much.
The final gift, Wiggo, remember that? Is a deck of little cardboard cards with
Yes.
coupons, chore coupons.
Yes.
What sort of chores are in there? That's question 1. Question 2, can you play them whenever you want? Question 3, is it more work for you just to watch them and see if they actually do the jobs well?
They're all good questions. First question, there was some really, when I looked through the deck and I thought, it was like, what am I going to do with this? And then I looked through the deck and went, there are some excellent cards in here. Around your sort of, like sleep-ins and, not asking any questions and,
that's good.
cleaning up the kitchen and like those sorts of things that are, could be seen to be advantageous for a parent.
So is the sleep in like we won't actively wake you up? Is that what that means?
Correct.
Right.
And so, but then we got to the card that I sent you guys, which was, we will feed the pets.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, hang on a second.
Surprise. It's an enormous lunchbox.
With a dog in it.
It's a staffy.
It's a staffy. It's not a
That
lunchbox.
lunchbox looked remarkably like a staffy.
It's a Sketch's bag. Is that an enormous lunchbox in that Sketch's bag?
And so I asked, what am I supposed to do with this? And I got the same response as I did with the license plate.
Just walk away.
Stick it on your lawn.
What a walk on.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing we thought, background for people, is that you have a long history with your family of your family wanting pets, you resisting to the dickens because you don't want a pet.
Yep.
And this just being a constant thing that keeps bobbing up. And would you say
every day.
that
Every day.
every day?
Every day.
Jesus.
That's exhausting.
Would you say
not to take this to a very dark place, but if you die, they're going to be sad, but very quickly they're going to go, does this mean...
Yes, kids, it does.
No, they're going to ask that first, then they're going to be sad, then they'll be happy again because they've got a dog.
When do we get it? Oh, after the funeral. Okay. All
Pick it
right,
up on the way home.
Once insurance kicks in.
Legend of the dog-faced woman.
would you say this is the one thing that you've kind of pushed back against your family about in your life?
Yes.
Right. So now you've got a deck of coupons with one of the jobs on the coupons is feed the pets.
Yep.
Is this deliberate?
Absolutely. 100%. It's malicious.
Yeah, are they transferable? Can they feed someone else's pets?
Oh, that's a good question.
Just says feed the pets.
Yeah.
If I gave it to another father in the street that has a pet, could they use it with their own children?
Well, no, that doesn't seem fair to the other children who are all of a sudden being made to do chores they haven't organised. Just giving cards out to, here you go, dads, get your kids to do
Kids,
this.
read the fucking card. Look at the cards. You got to do it.
Yeah.
This is non-negotiable.
These are adult-aged
is
children
real
as
money.
well.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
there's an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old on the street. They've got a dog. And I'll just be like, nah, do it. You got to do it.
Printed on cardboard. I can't do anything about it. I've got this
Exactly.
voucher. You've got to do it.
It's a contract.
Exactly.
Unbreakable.
I do like this idea in your family, though, of just dealing with a pointed question with a wistful walk-off. That seems like... Well, it's non-confrontational. It's the opposite of confrontational, isn't it? Just going, no,
I've done all I can.
may deal with that another time.
And no, well, yeah, well, or just not. I'm gonna pretend that it didn't happen, and then it never happened.
Matt, Father's Day.
Oh,
Just
very,
for your benefit, I'm not going to bother with anything else. I wrote down that we talk about as per the usuals.
as always, I thought, do we have enough? Have we?
Matt, Father's Day. How was your Father's Day, sir?
Yeah, it was all right.
All right, and that's.
I don't really have any stories. It was all very smooth. I ate a lot of good food.
You got some craft beer. You might want to talk about that.
My lovely wife bought me 12 craft beers.
See, that's a good present.
That is a great present.
How hard is it? Like,
how many cans of beer would you have got if that were if your lunchbox were full of beer, Rich?
Great question.
Great question. Like 2 slabs? Is that what we're talking here?
They would have needed to have wrapped it in plastic so that it didn't fall off the fucking pallet.
The fruity sours, I can't.
Yeah.
not a fan. I
Raspberry
understand where you're coming
sour,
from there.
any sour beer, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do.
especially citrus sours in particular. I find
there is another
They're
citrus
not
in
very
there.
palatable.
Citrus in there. The sort of range. I think I'm just getting like my beer enjoyment is just getting too narrow. And just like, can I just have ales, please? Like I've got a lot of like stouts and a couple of brown ales. There was a hazelnut brown ale as well. I just want like just standard. You don't have to get too fancy. But yeah, I've got a couple of citrus ones. The raspberry sour Justine liked. She said she's going to get a couple of them when it gets to summer as well. But I want to like them, and
Good summer beer.
yeah, give it a crack, and then I'm like, just the aftertaste is just it's too much.
Yeah.
Don't try too hard with your beers.
No, what was the one? The Geezer Breezer? That was good. Good British style ale.
Oh.
Reminded me a lot of those just a pub beer in England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that was
the
good.
way.
Yeah.
So I think
the way. This is
something
a good
I really
one.
appreciate is going to the pub after doing the lawns and just having one schooner of on tap Carlton Draft or VB and going, that's pretty good. Like, that's just a nice beer.
Are you walking distance to a pub, Rich?
No.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately. We're not. We're actually, Mildura was originally a dry town.
Oh, really?
It was founded by, and you go up the road to Broken Hill and there's like literally a pub on every corner. And we were founded by temperance movement
Oh,
Americans. So wine was okay, obviously, big thing we had, but pubs and spirits and beer, not so much. So
Well, there you go. I wasn't expecting a bit of history.
I wasn't expecting it either. It was very disappointing. It's not a good pub.
All right.
Have you learned a lot about temperance since you've been in Mildura?
What a fantastic question.
Until someone gives you an enormous lunchbox for Father's Day.
Fucking hell.
Look, I think, there we are. That's Father's Day. That's a little Father's Day snapshot. But what I wanted to ask you guys, because, we haven't been in anyone's ears since Christmas, is your dadding where you want it to be at the moment? Like, what's happened in your dad life since then? I'm not asking for, stories. I'm just asking for how you feel about your dadness. Because, a lot of things have happened since we've been doing our dad chats. Who's happy with where their dadding is at?
I think I've entered the stage of having a 14 and an 11-year-old child of just being the stereotypical chauffeur. Especially on the weekends, sport, activities, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just, what did you do today? Just drove them to where they had to go and then drove them back. And worked out the scheduling of if I've got to drop someone off and then their basketball game starts 20 minutes after their activity finishes, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So that's about it. But that's good. That's good dad time. They
Yes.
have good dad chats.
Forced chats in the car.
Yeah. It's always a good time to talk to your kids.
I've got to be honest, I'm very happy with my dadding space at the moment. Like, I think that, having so much interaction with children and still appreciating and relishing every moment I do with my own.
Don't know how you do it. Do not know how you do it.
I wonder sometimes, but I think that they kind of there's a nice reciprocity going on between the two. I find that I'm getting better at both because of each other. It's a nice little.
I found that too, Ellis.
Continuous build, and and I think that the kids, they're so much fun. They really are. Like they're starting to get into some of the quirky stuff. So I showed them a couple of the early episodes of The Simpsons on Father's Day. That was a great Father's Day moment, and so they enjoyed it, and the early ones are quite palatable, and they love music. Like that's all they want to do is just listen to music the entire time, and
sensational.
Some weird ass shit, like everything from the old. You remember the old Numa Numa song?
Oh yes.
They're obsessed with it. It does my fucking head in.
Yeah.
And George is weirdly obsessed with Billy Joel. Like, what the fuck? Like, we don't even listen to it in the house.
Amazing.
But they're into cool stuff. They're good fun. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, we go.
Yes. There's some. I've hit a strange moment. And actually, this happened today. In that, I looked at my eldest son and said,
No dogs.
It's not time to make a change.
I need you to go over to the door over there where we measured you 5 weeks ago, and I need you to take your shoes off, and I need to measure you again. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, you are fucking enormous.
Yeah, year 8 boys, man.
And he's grown 3 centimetres in 5 weeks. And
Jeez.
I'm getting to this moment where I'm understanding that at some stage in this next 2 years, both of my boys are probably going to be taller than I am, which is scaring the shit out of me. A, because I don't know where to get clothes that big. And B, what's
the food bill like at the moment, Wiggins? That's what scares the shit out of me.
Well, we go through like, just to give you an example, we go through a 1.2 kilogram box of Wheat Bix every 5 days.
Jesus. Is that their snack after school as well?
That's just breakfast.
Oh, right. Jesus.
Like it's basically a salad bowl full of Wheat Bix.
Yeah.
Like eggs, Wheat Bix, bread.
So much bread.
So
that's
much
why I just said
bread.
to Tony, it's just going to be bread.
It's so much bread. But I'm enjoying seeing, especially the 2 boys, Harvey's doing karate and has actually been doing it for 18 months now, is actually quite good and enjoying it. And
Wait, Buckland, did you say your son's doing karate as well?
Yeah.
Noel's doing fencing. Should we set up something?
And Louis is playing basketball. And we just had a basketball ring installed out the front of our house, which is very exciting
Another
for
thing
me
you've done for your family.
and the rest. That's right.
Another thing you've done, which I hope is appreciated, but probably going to
it is.
Pet tomorrow.
But there's another look. Okay. How do you guys feel about this?
Getting pets. We love it. I love it.
No, shut up. Fuck off.
It's beautiful.
I'll drive down there and kill your cat.
Just throw bees at it. That's all you got to do. Put bees in its mouth. And when it meows, it'll shoot bees at you. That'll kill it.
Sounds like from experience. So, how do you guys feel about this? We bought Louis a basketball ring for his birthday.
Sure.
Now, the basketball ring is not a portable basketball ring. It's a fixed basketball ring. And my neighbour, Derek, who we call the Wizard, Derek installed the basketball. Derek made a metal frame.
Right.
And then installed the basketball ring on my behalf.
What's your question?
How do we feel about that?
Oh, you mean have you been outdadded?
Yeah.
Usurp.
Oh.
Usurper.
Does everyone know?
Oh, he's definitely outdated you.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Who cares? Who cares?
I asked.
That's amazing. yeah, for sure.
Is he edadscalated? Is that a word? Can we come up with a term?
Nice. I like that.
Do we need? Right.
I don't feel like I've ever been in competition with anyone in my life. I'm not going to start now about small dad matters.
People making shit for you. Yeah, let them do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's incredible. Like, it's great. And then this afternoon, he lent me his chainsaw on a stick, and I cut some trees down.
Oh, yeah. Right.
that's
All right, well, that's dad
he is the
payback.
wizard. There we go.
It'd only
Two
be a
birds,
problem
one
if
stone.
he did it for you. Like that could be a problem. The issue's always going to be, for you,
Yep.
is if he's putting up, covering his house in Christmas lights, that's when the dad pressure really hits you.
Yep.
Right? If he's putting the lights up with a backpack on with a cat in it, then you're really in for it.
Oh, you know what he's doing? You know what he'll do? He will definitely put Christmas lights up. It's just a thing. Like that house, there's something about that house.
Yeah.
There could be squatters in there, and then as soon as December 1st comes up, it's like,
lights.
Fuck, there's Christmas lights everywhere. So that's definitely going to happen. But he'll also get on the roof to put his Christmas lights up there with his 1-year-old daughter attached to his back. Yeah, that'll happen. And they'll probably have some sort of pet at that stage.
What does that mean?
Well, they have a small daughter, and he just carries her around everywhere and does stuff with her attached to him.
Including
it's hilarious.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yep.
What about chainsawing with a stick?
Yes, she's definitely near. I don't think he's holding on. You definitely need 2 hands for a chainsaw.
Right.
Things I learned today.
Yeah.
So Derek could be the ultimate dad, is what we're pretty much saying here.
So can we get him on next time? Can we vote you out and get Derek in?
Prima facie dad.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Wiggins, you threatened to come and kill my cat, so right back at you, Slick.
You're irreplaceable, Wiggins.
Sorry,
The
Buckland.
only way
Go.
this to be complete is he screws in the last bolt of the ring and then grabs a ball and dunks over you. Just dunks on your heart.
Yeah, true. Posterizes her and
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to move out then. Well, family would be fine. Then they get a dog.
Absolutely.
yeah,
And then does a
so-
shake and
And
bake.
they'd have a basketball ring.
shake and bake. Steps
shake and
over
bake.
you as you're laying on the floor.
And kicks a basketball into the distance.
Yeah.
Goes over the mountain. He just points at it.
Yeah.
On that note,
Go and get it, bitch.
You get your bin door and just fucking walk away. You walk
shall
away.
we leave it there?
That's all you can do.
Shall we leave it there, dads?
Beautiful.
Until Christmas, probably, unless we feel like doing it earlier. You know, I was going to talk about internet shame. I found out that after a long time of trouble with the internet, we finally got an NBN guy out. Now we've gone, we've 5 times the speed now. We go 5 times the speed. But we can talk about that another time. I also wanted to check in on the dad commandments and see whether we still feel that they're appropriate, or whether they're 2023 appropriate, or whether they need modification. But all this is for another time. Thank you, dads. I'm glad you all had a good Father's Day.
Thanks, Stu. How was your Father's Day? You didn't really
No,
come
we
around
don't
to you.
have time for that. And all the dads
Next
out
year.
there, all the dads, I'll talk about it next year. All the dads out there, and all the mums who are forced to be dads, because there are a lot of you. You're included. We love you.
Special People Day.
And congrats to Lindsay and Monty.
Yes.
And Hermione Benji Marshall.
Yes. Farewell all.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This is an Angry Chimp podcast.